It's top tier Jasmine Allure, and if you want to have an alluring time, you better watch Countdown City WrestleCast.
What is up, Wrestle Geeks? It's Big Mike here with another edition of the Countdown City WrestleCast. With me, as always, I have my partner in crime, Tommy.
Hello.
And as you may notice, our usual host, JC, is not with us. As he mentioned last week, him and the family are enjoying their butts off down in Orlando with Disney World. Today, I believe they hit Epcot, and then they got the other three parks coming over the next few days. So, yeah. But we got the show for you here. As always, you can follow us on Twitter. It'll always be Twitter to me /X at CCG_WrestleCast. On Instagram and Facebook, we have simply Countdown City WrestleCast. And our YouTube is Countdown City Geeks, where you can always find us in all our old shows. What do we got today? We got recap out the wazoo. We have TNA Against All Odds, Clash at the Castle, Scotland, Mission Pro Summer Lovin, and RCW Father's Day Friendly. So what's up in the chat? We got a few people before we get started.
I can't see it again, by the way. You'll have to tell me what's in it. Yeah.
So Tommy, happy 619 Day, which is also happy Juneteenth from Angel.
Nice.
We got Bergie in the chat, as always. We do know what that means. Complete and utter nonsense.
Absolutely.
Okay, this is funny. JC is not here, and Tommy video reception is much better.
Who said that?
Jason.
It's because I'm on my phone, for one. I can't even pretend like
and then apparently watching us from the Eastern time zone, JC is not happy with that. So
it was fun last week when I was on my phone. Oh, my God. Anyway. Real quick, since Angel brought it up, happy Juneteenth, everybody. And if you guys haven't seen my social media, shouts out to SACAM, the San Antonio African American Archives and Museum, for honoring my grandfather this past weekend at True Vision Church. And actually, the same lady who was putting that together was also at Northwest Vista this past Tuesday, presenting for the Juneteenth as well. So I can't remember her name, but shouts out to her. Shout out to SACAM. It's a huge honor for my family. We're still kind of in awe that all that's happening. And the amazing part is they didn't even have everything that we didn't know that they were looking for. We actually have more stuff to give them concerning my grandpa. Yeah, it's like he did so much stuff, and we were like, oh, is this what you guys were gonna do? Oh, we got like a ton of other stuff you can have if you're gonna put it in that museum. Because they actually bought a new space. They said they're gonna open in 2026, and they're like, oh, is this what you need it for? We'll get it to you.
Yeah, that's super awesome. So happy for you, and kudos to your whole family. That's really cool.
Yeah. Kudos to my dad and to my aunt. They spoke at True Vision in honor for my grandpa this past Sunday, and and True Vision was really nice. It was really nice to our whole family. So I really appreciate them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Real quick, just because he wants to take the show off the rails since he's not here. Just want to say, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is amazing. It's cool, JC, because what's really cool down here is the heat,
or the sudden rain.
Yeah, that's super cool. But no, I'm glad you're having fun, man.
No, totally. We're not bitter. We're not bitter.
No, not at all. All right, so we don't have a guest with us today, as everyone is healing up from their injuries this weekend.
In some cases, literally.
And this kind of gets into our big wrestling news for the week. As far as we understand, Casey Blackrose is alive and well, despite any reports you might seen.
I can't confirm. I can't confirm through Chris Marvel. He is alive. He is well.
And last I checked, he is still Mexican American. I don't know why there are rumors about some sort of German heritage, but that's just I don't know. The internet's crazy sometimes. What are you going to do? So I think the biggest, I mean, there's a few stories going on in wrestling this week that are kind of fun. But the first, I think the big one for everybody is Uncle Howdy's debut at the end of Raw. They ended the main event of Raw with about 8 minutes to go. And people were like, huh, that's weird. And of course,
it's like a Marvel movie.
Yeah, right. And of course, they were down in Corpus Christi, Texas. So, yeah, the lights start going out. That familiar note plays. I don't even know exactly what it is.
Oh, you see the joke I posted on my Facebook?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to tell it because it's so funny. So, for those of you who don't know about the Kendrick and Drake beef, which Kendrick won, by the way, I don't care what I don't even mind Drake, but I'm a diehard Kendrick fan, and he won. The note, the chord they play or the note they play for the Wyatt entrance is A minor, and someone made the joke. They had Drake on the other picture say, looking at Nikki Cross to figure out how old she is, and I said, "Who did this? That person must be stopped immediately." That's super villain level territory.
For the record, she's too old. So.
Oh my god! They're not like us. They're not like us. That song has been stuck in my head for the past week. Like, oh my god, that feud was so good until Kendrick decided to just end the man's career.
Well, I mean, I feel like he put a lot into his own career, but whatever.
That's true.
Anyways,
I'm gonna miss Drake around.
Yeah. Uncle Howdy debuts with what we believe to be Nikki Cross's sister Abigail. Joe Gacy was the Rambling Rabbit, I believe.
I think so.
We believe Dexter Loomis to be Mercy the Buzzard. John Redbeard, what was his WWE name?
Eric Rowan.
Eric Rowan, thank you. Was
I'm trying to look it up right now.
He had the hammer. So what I saw though is he wasn't Rambling Rabbit. I don't know. His character actually paid homage to both Bray and his tag team partner Luke Harper. They had the hammer from the Bludgeon Brothers, and then there was something else he had that was kind of an homage to them.
I think it was more like what he wasn't it what he was wearing?
Yeah, it was something like that. But super cool. And then they go. Apparently, the 13th floor opens early in Corpus Christi, and they go backstage and through Gorilla, and everyone's dead, including El Gunther or some lookalikes that may or may not have been WWE superstars or may have been some South Texas wrestling talent. We can neither confirm nor deny. Chad Gable.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
He, though, was clearly sitting there with a head wound. So, a big deal. A lot of people getting emotional in there. Jason Casey makes a great Gunther. I mean, I don't know why he would make one. That's a weird thing to say. I mean, they're two different people, like El Generico and Sami Zayn. So, on a more serious note, Angel. A lot of people very emotional about this.
Yeah.
I know the sister, Mika Rotunda, posted it, I think yesterday or today, finally kind of response and just talking about how emotional she was, what it meant as siblings. Really, really emotional stuff and kind of the homage it pays.
Yeah. So I think Eric Rowan was the rabbit and Joe Gacy was the pig. I can't remember the pig's name.
There you go. Rambling Rabbit and Huskus or whatever.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because those husky hairs. That's right. I could never remember the names of the characters, even though that man did a masterful job. That's no slight against Wyatt, by the way. That I can't remember names. My memory just sometimes just goes.
Yeah. Crazy. No. That's same.
He killed it. He killed it creating these characters in the first place, and I look forward to what Bo's going to do with this because I told someone this. It is so hard to do anything new in wrestling, but if you can do something different than what people are used to, and really be like, "Yo, that was something," that does a lot.
I will be honest, and I'll just say this just to kind of be honest about stuff, I have always, as long as I've watched wrestling, been tentative when people use someone's death in storyline.
Yeah.
For sure. The way Eddie Guerrero was used for a lot of things with Ray and stuff. A lot of those different things where someone dies and they kind of use it in the storyline. And I'm not going to lie, when I heard about them doing this, I was a little hesitant for the same reason. It's hard for us who have watched WWE for so long to not feel like the company itself was not doing it for the most honorable of reasons. If you know what I'm saying. Like it's easy when you've watched WWE for 30 years to feel like they were taking advantage of it to get the story and the pop or whatever. This, though, with everything I've seen and read, feels much more like an honor to Bray and the story he was trying to tell. Mika also made it sound like Bo and Bray had they had kind of collaborated on that Uncle Howdy story that they really wanted for them two to come together with before he passed away. So, it's just an introduction. It's the first night, but I feel a little bit better about that. Especially because it does seem like it's done to honor the characters and kind of what he had intended. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, most people are being very emotional and it's affecting them. And then some people are having a little bit of fun. Like you see the person who put R-Truth in there already.
That was great. That was great. I don't even care. Like that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how even you folks could know who did this for real.
Right. And then I shared this with you, and I'll share this out loud too, because it seems to be that Dexter Lumis is, as I said, one of the characters, Mercy the Buzzard, I think. I need him, or I need them in the back, and I told you this, attacking Gargano and Candice, but when they go to attack Indy, I need the Buzzer to prevent them from doing that. And then I just need them to have a little look with each other. Because if you've watched this show for a long time, you know that my favorite love story in wrestling is Index from NXT. It was a weird thing that turned into one of the best, most entertaining stories. A wrestling wedding that didn't get interrupted, which I think may have been like the second besides the Macho Man and Elizabeth, which technically was interrupted at the reception, not at the wedding itself.
Yeah, not the wedding itself. Yeah.
But yeah. So and I've always kind of been sad that they kind of paid little homage to that when they went main roster, but never really continued it once they got up there. So
I will say that wedding was probably one of the most fun ones that didn't need any interruption at all to make it better.
Well, when he pulls the jacket and you see like the cleaver or whatever, and they were like, the axe.
But see, what made that better was Eddie going, "Oh, Dexter, I love when you do little things like that." I'm like, woman, are you okay?
No. See, Angel, this is my point though. Index is forever. Okay.
Oh no, it's forever. Yeah.
So so that's why I want this little scene to happen, because it is still there. It's just other things are going on, but it's always there.
That is like the one storyline. If they continue it in some way, like however the Hawaii thing plays out, like I would. That's one storyline to me can run forever, and I don't care. It's kind of like Undertaker always being mystical. I don't care if it doesn't make sense anymore in 2024. Didn't ask.
I just wanted like 2028. I know that's probably like too far away, but like a few years from now, like you said, this kind of stories when its course, the character's gone on different things, and he just shows back up, and she was like, "You took a long time to get those groceries, Dex," and they just go back.
That would be awesome. Or even better, he shows up randomly. He walks past her, and like, is that Dexter? I've seen him forever. Oh, and she just goes, "Oh yeah, he does that sometimes. He just wanders off for a while." But there's a video game where a character leaves for a while, but every now and then, if you go back to a certain spot, they like leave items behind. I would like something like that.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
What is up, Orlando? Welcome. Thanks for watching. We do appreciate it.
Yo.
So a few other things. So we'll see how the Uncle Howdy stuff goes over the next couple of weeks and where that goes.
Oh, real quick before we move on, they already have shirts up and they are fire. I want at least two of them already. I'm not even
And
kidding.
also, people stop over analyzing the 6. The 6 is an S. Like they're like Wyatt sick 6. Like no, the 6 is an S. It's the Wyatt 6. It's just a play on words with sick. Like I saw people afterwards.
that was confusing.
I was like, stop. Yeah, like I was like, stop, people. It's not supposed to be that complicated. You know.
I thought
this is
another.
another.
Sorry.
No, this is just Jason. Dexter never asked for directions. That's why it took him so long.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I was gonna. Just I'll hear what I told someone else was with this. It's like for me, I've run very hot and cold with WWE. Sometimes like, oh yeah, that's pretty good, or it's like, yeah, I'm not interested at all. This it legitimately interests me, and that's why I also think that this isn't them just trying to cash in on Bray's death.
Right.
Because to me, if they were doing that, I don't think Bo Dallas would have anything to do with it. They wouldn't even bother trying to make more characters, like in terms of, Sister Abigail, Mercy the Buzzard, all that kind of stuff. I really think they would just kind of like just get someone else who would like, use Bray's power or something like that. I think this, and of course, it's still a business. This will still make them money. But I think this is a very honorable way to show respect to a guy who had a very creative mind in wrestling and that everyone saw and was like very excited what he was going to do next. And unfortunately, it just was a case that he just was gone too soon.
Yeah.
So I think this will work out. I for some reason about this, I'm optimistic. Can't explain why.
Yeah, no, I kind of after seeing it, same way. So
they are out of some sizes of the shirts already. Damn.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Yeah, like it's supposed to be pronounced 6 with the 6 number being like an S. Yeah, you got it. I would like to, and I think that's what a lot of people are saying here too, Jason. I would like the 6th person to be Bray in spirit.
And I think that's what someone said. That I think someone told me that because I was wondering would it be like Alexa Bliss if they like repackaged her, but someone I think said that it's supposed to be that Bray in spirit. Yeah.
Right. Some other news: Joe Hendry showed up on NXT for the Battle Royal, and then unfortunately got eliminated by Frankie Kazarian, which is another weird name to say. But NXT had a Battle Royal for the number 1 contender to. Trick Williams and who won it? It was was it Javon?
It was Javon technically, but according to this, Ethan Page was never eliminated from what I hear, from what I've read. But officially, it's listed as Javon winning.
Yeah. Okay. Joe Hendry showed up. He was the last person to announce. Music hits. The NXT crowd goes wild, sings their song. He does get eliminated first because he kind of talked. He did kind of talk trash, but he backstage ran into Shawn Michaels. Was upset about it. Said he will show up on any WWE show he wants. So after the stuff that happened, Wyatt. No. There are some people suspecting that he gets himself into the 3-way for what is it? It's Bronson, Braun. It was supposed to be Chad, Bronson, and Braun Strowman.
Yeah,
in a triple threat.
Yeah.
So people are going like, what if it's Hendry that sneaks in, which would be really cool. So you can't. WWE's got to be teasing with the pop. You can't just like have the big pop entrance and then immediately eliminate him, and that's the last thing you see. Like, I think they're going to be using Joe a little bit more.
Yeah, and on how that worked, I think I think Javon won the Battle Royale, but then Ethan Page beat him in a 1-on-1 later in the night. So I don't know if that means that Ethan's number 1 contender now or not. I don't know. Okay, so this is me really hoping they're going to use Ethan Page well soon because so far I'm sorry this ain't it. And again, this is coming from an Ethan Page fan, but I'm not impressed with his booking so far. And I will be happy to be wrong. I will be thrilled when I'm wrong. Please prove me wrong. It's just right now, it's just not doing it for me. It really ain't.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It's
Yeah.
could have been done better.
Yeah.
Any other news in general? Oh well, I just finished watching Dynamite. They're starting the tournaments for the Owen Hart Classic.
Oh, cool.
First round match was Claudio versus Pac, which ended Dynamite. And of course, despite looking super impressive and doing all the cool stuff, Claudio takes the loss. Because, that's forever his place to be awesome,
Mike,
look awesome, and put people over. What?
Mike, he had the ROH World Title for like a year, dude. You gotta give him that.
Yeah, except what does that mean anymore? Because the ROH champion never shows up on ROH TV. I don't know if he's ever defended it on ROH TV.
No, he
except for
did.
the pay-per-views.
Well, no, pay-per-views are always proving ground matches. That's what they do for all. That's what they do for all their titles. Is proving ground matches.
Where at actual pay-per-views?
The pay-per-views are for the title defenses. The proving ground matches are to like do number one contenders.
No. I know what that means, but and I know it's not just Claudio, but like, well, my point is Tony Khan is not really doing great things with ROH and its main title, other than Athena like keeping that show afloat for the last year and a half. But
yeah, fair enough.
Anyways, any other stuff this week?
Well, so Chris Statlander, she advanced in the tournament.
Oh yeah, she beat Nyla Rose as well.
And then the Acclaim beat the Young Bucks in the Eliminator match. Ha ha! That's awesome.
They did, which means obviously the Bucks are probably. First of all, it's not the Bucks anymore. It's the EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson.
I'm okay with this only because they're fully leaning into this this gimmick. So that's okay.
And what makes it better is what they're doing with Okada, because you need to find the clip if you haven't seen it. The Acclaim come out and Max starts his rap, gets about 3 words in, and then the mic cuts out. And then they go on the Tron behind him, and Okada's like, sitting at the table like he's in charge of production, and he's like, oh, I pressed the wrong button, sorry. And then he like closes his eyes and he goes, and then he just like.
So someone pointed this out, and I completely didn't realize it until they said it. Okada and Jay White have the same issue. They're comedy wrestlers trapped in the greatest wrestlers of all time.
Was Okada a comedy wrestler till literally now? Was he like that before?
He had a small run in New Japan where he was doing some comedy related stuff. He really did. He had this gimmick where he would always carry around a balloon for some reason, and he would always just kind of like I said. That's what I said. I was like, how good are you when you have to work to not be the greatest wrestler on the card? Like you have to not be the best one wrestling that night.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, and that's why and why I brought up Jay White too, because he was on Hey EW this week, and it's like everyone who's saying Jay White's being wasted. It's like, no, he's having the time of his life, and he doesn't have to kill himself every month to prove it. So I think this is Okada. Like I feel like he's in his like, or a lot of guys were post WWE. Not post Japan, they go to WWE, where now it's like they can still wrestle well, but now they're getting paid a lot more for it. So
yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I don't know. Okada, I really love what they're doing with Okada.
Yeah.
Just because it's literally like he's so good, and he's just like
he's the only guy who hilariously beat a CM Punk chant so far.
Yeah,
to me, he's the only guy who's done it successfully, because the crowd was actually like, "That was hilarious. We're going to stop now." So,
but we could talk about how good Okada is all day. Yeah. So we'll move on. I know you could. We'll move on to upcoming local events. This weekend we got another doubleheader. Friday night, June 21st, United 210. I believe it's called like In the Heat Now or In the Fire Now.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. We're in the Heat now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's not untrue.
So amongst their matches, one of the big ones is there is a Calientita versus Izzy Moreno match again at the Yard. This is a rivalry that has pretty much started since both of them started at Hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
We are always, of course, Team Izzy. We've been since she started here. Some of us have different feelings on Calientita.
Some of us do.
Yeah. I will say, for what it's worth, and if she's watching, I just got to be honest with her. If we're going to be friends, I'm obviously cheering for Izzy here. Now, what would be great, is if they could have a nice, clean match. You know, if Callie, if you could shake her hand and be like, you know what, we're a little bit of rivals, but let's have a good, clean match and let the best person win. You know, I can wish, I can hope. We'll see what happens.
Oh, Mike, you and your optimism.
Well, at least you didn't call me a sweet summer child, so that's good.
I thought that was too far.
I don't have the other matches in front of me, but I'm pretty sure the Camachos are going to be there because they are the new tag champs. I don't think Emmy's got a match right now, but I think Angel does. Let me see.
Camachos keep this up. They're going to be the Samoan family of Texas. Just tons of them.
I mean, yeah, they there's a lot of them. At least they're what, like, I only knew about Emmy and Angel down here in San Antonio. I think like most of us did. But there's quite a family tree up in the DFW area, and now they're coming down here. So
God help us all. I
mean, you're not wrong. I don't want to say it out loud in case they hear us, but also yes, yeah, okay. I'm not sure what the card is.
We really can't say it too loud because there's so many of them. I don't know who is and isn't a family member anymore.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
It's like, what's your last name? Camacho. Ah, crap.
Okay, it's not on their Instagram, but go to United 210, look up their socials. They got a show this Friday at the Yard. Not sure if we're going to make it because of some other stuff we'll get to later that we're going to be involved with all weekend. But we'll see how that goes. And yes, yeah. Michael May, I saw this. I saw the tweet. I saw your message that you sent me. And for the record, whether people like this or not, and I know probably both Callie and Izzy don't like this, I came up with this idea before he started saying it all the time. What's more wrestling than two enemies that have to work together in a tag team? So just for the record, if you see anything about Spicy BFFs, I technically said that first. He just, likes Callie more, so he says it. But totally my idea. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Jason.
What do you say?
Any Camachos in the chat?
I mean, there could be. I don't know.
I hope not. So Saturday night, Hybrid has a show. That's Saturday, June 22nd. I believe that starts at 7. Doors open at 6. Starts at 7. They have their card out. As you can tell, when JC's not around, we are well prepared.
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
100%.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're not at all winging it, guys.
No.
We don't do that at all. Not around here.
No, JC didn't have to make the agenda for us, because we are adults who don't know what.
Why would you even say that? Because clearly we have this under control. It's totally not at all something I didn't print and I don't have in front of me in any way, shape, or form right now.
Of course not at all. But yeah, so a double shot of wrestling this weekend with United 210 and Hybrid. Angel, I agree. We are making the ship go down, and holding the ship down. Sorry, we're saying we're making it sink when I was like, yeah, we kind of are. It's cool. And then
thank you for complimenting us, though.
and then moving forward, the next Branded Outlaw Wrestling show is July 13th. River City Wrestling's Summer of Slams, July 21st, back at Good Shepherd. If you're at RCW, which we'll talk about a little later, Tommy literally asked Brandon Oliver, why? Why Summer of Slams? Why so close? And I said, in January they had the Rumble Royale, so.
Okay, but even that was borderline, but I was letting it pass. But now this dude, Summer of Slams.
Look, Memorial Day Miracle is not something WWE ever had, so it's cool.
That's true.
And then even though we just had the last show this past weekend, which we'll talk about here a little bit later, Mission Pro's Heat Wave is August 17th. I'm pretty sure that is literally the weekend before I start school again, so that's
probably
pretty much going to mark my summer.
And BLW has a show July 13th.
Yeah, I just said that, didn't I?
Oh, you did? Oh, I didn't. Okay. I'm
Brian has a question for you, though, Tommy.
What's up?
You seen the MPW Cup?
Oh, no. He brought that up on a Mission. He can't find it. I haven't seen it. I don't know where it went. It was okay. Izzy came out with it, and someone took it. It was by the ring timekeeper area. Brian, last time I saw it was by the timekeeper area.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to say this because we were waiting for some people after the show, but I think I have a similar thought here. We may have seen Shay with the cup.
Well, Shay's been embracing her dark side lately, so
she has, and I'm sure after her loss, she was not happy. Brian, we are not private investigators, though. We are just losers that stay at wrestling shows too long. So I don't know if we can me, not Angel, but me and Tommy and any of our other friends that we hang together with. But we can either confirm or deny that. But you might want to look into that. All right, so those are the upcoming local shows through the summer, and we'll talk about more of them individually and recap the ones we go to as we get going. So of the shows we previewed and talked about last week, we will start with the recap of TNA Against All Odds.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy.
Yes.
Have you watched TNA Against All Odds?
Not the full thing yet, but I have seen clips.
Okay. Because I haven't either. So I was going to be like, this is why JC does things a lot better.
Yeah.
But no, I have not seen it either. I did see some of the stuff, like you said. I think, again, one of the big things with this WWE crossover is that what was her name showed up as the Tatum Paxley answered the open challenge. But we'll go through the card real quick. Sami Callihan defeated Jonathan Gresham by pinfall in the pre-show match, which was on the YouTubes, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, what else we got? Sorry, I was a little behind on the color. You part of the Sickos group? I mean, I don't know if it's the same group you're talking about, but kind of.
Yeah. Which Sickos? Be more specific.
So let's go through this. The militia, Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich defeated the Hex. And they were already the tag team. Yeah, they were already the tag team. So they beat the Hex. Steve Macklin and Mike Santana defeated the Rascals by pinfall. PCO defeated Rich Swann by pinfall. The System, Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards defeated the Nemeth brothers. Boo. And Dirty Dango was in their corner. Frankie Kazarian defeated Joe Henry by pinfall, so double boo there.
For sure.
Mustafa Ali defeated Trent Seven to retain the X Division Championship. ABC, but not BBD, defeated Eric Young and Josh Alexander in a tag match.
Which is kind of shocking in its own way, but go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. As we said, Jordan Grace's open challenge was answered by Tatum Paxley, but Jordan Grace still defeated her. And Angel, apparently a big Tatum Paxley fan.
Awesome.
So, yeah, she's pretty cool. I mean, I like some of the stuff she's done in NXT. And the Moose with Lisa Edwards defeated Broken Matt Hardy by pinfall. So, no titles changing hands. And from the looks of it, mostly all pinfalls. Not, I mean, I'm sure some may have been with shenanigans, but no DQs. Mustafa Ali's win was by submission, but that seems to be the only one.
Yeah. Well, one thing that did happen there was Jeff Hardy returned. Jeff Hardy debuted there.
Yes.
Like returned.
And he did not dance, but he did pose. So,
well, this is the good thing about the companies, and if things didn't necessarily work out the way you wanted to in AEW, so you can get to go somewhere else. So I don't have a problem with that. It's just it's all good. Hope everything works out for him there.
Imposing or they're. You're talking about their contracts. I'm talking about he can't save Matt immediately. He has to either dance or pose before he comes down.
See, I don't have a problem with that because that's little brother energy. He every time he sees him getting beat up, he's like, I'm on my way. And just a minute. Okay, that's enough. Now I'll go down there. That's little brother energy. I know. If I saw my brother getting beat up, I would help him immediately. After I thought about it for a moment, it's like let's get one more punch in. Okay, now I can jump in. No.
All right, that's too funny.
One of my brothers needs me to jump in to help them in a fight. We're all losing because if they're not to the point where I got to step in to help, the fight's lost. I'm going to be the fight. So.
Tommy, I had your back against Fire and Fury this past weekend after the show. When they were threatening to squash you, I had your way back, but I had your back.
Yeah, okay. I wanted you to fix that. I was like, so you have my back where? I didn't even see you. Where did you have my back at?
I was in the same facility you were in.
Are you positive? I still don't know where you were. I don't how.
No. That was the first 2.5 hours of the show. Where you didn't know where I was, or you knew where I was. I just wasn't there. So we'll get to that.
By the way, I don't know if I told you this. Apparently, they did watch on a mission, so Morgan Mercy was not happy with me the entire show.
I believe that.
She knew I picked King B.
You could have just told me she wasn't happy with you, and I've been like, yeah.
That's fair.
Oh, and this was Brian's apparent review of TNA Against All Odds. It was a good show.
Okay. Awesome.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
What happened?
Sometimes when you hit the comments, the next one pops up with it. Matt was expecting the wrestlers to stop beating him down once Jeff Music's hits. Well, when anytime you're beating someone down and the Tron goes on, you have to stop in disbelief and go.
Yeah.
So that is part of it.
That's the same happens whenever you leave out an open challenge and someone answers it. It's like there's always a shocked moment there. It's like, but you made an open challenge. Okay. All right. Okay. I just thought you wouldn't be surprised by that, but okay, cool.
Did you just make a comment about a book that I did miss? Or did you give her a book to read? Angel, it says, oh my God, Tommy, I'm still reading the book, by the way.
I know what she's talking about, but my brain stopped working immediately.
It's okay.
Oh my God. I don't know what happened. My brain just stopped working because I know what she's talking about. But I can't remember what she's talking about. I'm sorry.
So we'll go through the results real quick for this one. No, we didn't pick on this one. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah,
we didn't pick on this one, yeah.
So we're not going to rate that. That's cool. She said, remember the whole thing with Morgan.
It's almost there. It's almost there. But keep going. I'll think of it. I'll think of it later. Yeah.
What's up, Legacy? Yeah, we just we talked a little bit earlier about Joe Hendry appearing in NXT, which was super cool.
Yeah.
All right. So the next show, Saturday afternoon, WWE Clash at the Castle.
So real quick, I pulled up the information about that. I completely forgot it was at the OVO Hydro Arena, and now all I can think of is Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. Say OVO, OVO.
Wow.
I'm sorry, that damn dance is so catchy. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And yes, Legacy, you say his name and he'll appear, and Tommy will clap.
I'm not sorry. That song is catchy as hell. I don't apologize.
No, I'm with you there. Wait. TNA A minus.
Hey.
I thought he was trying to make some joke. I was like, TNA A minus. I think he's meaning it's a good show. All right. I'm going to stop. I need to stop.
But I'm a little confused. You said TNA, eh?
I was like, I know there's a lot of Canadian stuff in there. All right, and then Byron has a grade for Clash. We'll get to in a second after we talk about it. But I think we need to throw this in. So I bet Lazarus $5 I would get chopped by Morgan because he got chopped, and she was like, "Why would you want to get chopped?" And I said, "Because I was bored." So Tommy said, "Read a book." Oh, this is what happened.
That's what it was. Okay, man, I don't know why I couldn't remember that for the life of me. I don't know where my brain was.
But I also 100% believes that if someone said I'm bored, Tommy would say read a book. So I think that actually did
This is also this is 100% true.
So Clash of the Castle. What were your likes and dislikes?
I'm still not a fan of the five match pay-per-view format. Okay, here's what I really didn't like. Apparently there was a problem with the ropes that everyone noted, and the only person people to be harping on is Jade Cargill. But then again, I'm kind of defensive of Jade Cargill.
Really?
I mean, I want her to keep it a secret, keep it under wraps, but I think she's pretty awesome. Sorry, I don't know. I know I've held that secret in for a long time on this show.
Wow.
But secret so you know. Yeah, I mean, hey, JC's not here. I'm just going to I'm spilling all the tea tonight. I'm kind of on the fence about Gable losing. I see where they're going with it now, but I'm still kind of on the fence.
Yeah, that's what I said when we talked about it last week. I feel like you had to pull the trigger at some point. I don't know, I feel like if you're going to do the story with the rest of Alpha Academy and Otis, I don't know if it needed to be around the IC title because now it's just him constantly losing for that title. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but I kind of agree with you. The I Quit match was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Most of it. I don't know. I mean, I get the finish, but also I was like, maybe could have done something a little more creative.
Let me tell you what I did like that I think Monday proved I was right for liking it. I like that Damian won.
Yeah.
I like that he beat Drew. I think that him beating Drew, it did two things. It legitimized Damian's title run, and I know we were wrong. I think we all picked Drew, but I know we were wrong. But I like that it legitimized the title run, and I like the fact that it gave us this further story of whenever Drew goes crazy and just like beats the crap out of CM Punk, which is going to be a phenomenal fight. It's not going to be a match anymore. The whole quitting storyline, I think, is going to be brilliant if they can work it properly, which I actually do have faith in.
But if you're in the England, Scotland, in that area of Europe, you have to be a little bit pissed because
totally, I agree.
Backlash, Puerto Rico, Bad Bunny gets a huge win. They get the stuff. In France, there wasn't really a French superstar per se, but they got a pretty feel-good show and stuff. 2 Clash at the Castles. And Drew gets screwed out of the title both times. Once as a face, once kind of as a heel, but he was getting super cheered. I don't know.
Okay. Here's my thing. I feel like now you can't call CM Punk a face anymore. I really don't think you can.
I've never called him face.
No, I have in certain instances, but like I get what you mean. But I feel like that ship has long since sailed. He's not a face anymore. He screwed him out of the world title intentionally for no other reason than petty spite.
Yes.
That's it.
But
so it's
Punk
like
is a petty man, so I mean.
Well, unfortunately, I have to agree with you on that.
Problems with the ropes, don't blame the ring crew.
Yeah. It's like, how is he gonna get? He shouldn't, but he will. But like getting cheered after this wouldn't make any sense. Like
Punk?
Punk, because honestly, this time
he's always gonna have that loyal following of people that really don't care what he does.
That's true.
That's why his name was chanted for years when he wasn't there. That's why it's chanted in AEW, and like you said, every different group is in there. Like it's still Punk. So
that's true.
For Drew, the money must be really good. Yeah, I know he just re-signed recently, apparently.
Yeah.
But that's
I don't think it's going to lead to a bigger story. It's just that it's like I wasn't a fan of the Punk part of it, only because I'm starting to get really disillusioned with whenever CM Punk does anything. I'm sorry to say, but it really is starting to get there.
No, I'm with you.
But it's like, but I like the fact that Damian won. It's just, and I guess I'm saying this as a CM Punk fan, but it feels like they're really overdoing it with that now. Because I'm flashing back to like the CM Punk who would actually he'd be petty, but then he'd actually do something. I get he's injured, but that's kind of my point. He can't even do anything physically. Yeah.
I assume if he's healthy enough that there's going to be like a death match at SummerSlam, basically.
Yeah, pretty much
between the two. Or, technically on Monday night, Drew quit. So I don't know if they do like a reverse. I don't know if it's a reverse, but like a Punk story where he quits and then he starts showing up himself to mess with things. I don't know what they'll do. We'll kind of see what happens. I don't know if he's getting time off. But to go through the official results real quick, because like you said, it was only 5 matches, and I agree with you. I feel like even though it's not super long, which can also be too much at times, there's too much advertisements and stuff in the middle, and I don't. It's a double-edged sword with WWE and their videos for each match, the little pre-show matches, because sometimes it's helpful, but when it's like the 8th time I've seen it in one night. It's a bit much, but
some matches don't always need a hype video package.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I almost said for title matches, they're all title matches, and that's kind of another thing. That's kind of but whatever.
True.
But it's not always necessary. And again, I'm rather it probably makes me sound like a hypocrite for something I've said way in the past, but whatever.
Well, who really goes back and checks?
I know.
In the first match of the night, Cody Rhodes defeats AJ Styles in the I Quit match, and that was 27 minutes. Longest match of the night right off the bat.
Wow.
Actually, it was 27:45, almost 28 minutes. The Unholy Union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn defeat Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Starks to become the new WWE Women's Tag Champions. That was about 12 minutes. Sami Zayn defeats Chad Gable, who had Otis and Maxine Dupree with him. By pinfall. That was 22 minutes, second longest match. Bayley defeats Piper Niven with Chelsea Green and then Chelsea Green, who tried to show back up with a Rey Mysterio mask. So the thing that kind of cracks me up is Becky did this before where she was like La Luchador or something like that, and it was just a generic pink mask. I love that Chelsea apparently just went backstage, or maybe she went to the merch stand and just grabbed a Rey Mysterio mask and just came back down. And she is gold at what she does with her character.
Yeah.
And I know there is a group of people who give her a lot of credit, but I feel like she still doesn't get enough for her character work with that.
I 100% want to believe that she just went and bought a mask for merchandise. I don't want to believe that there was one backstage ready for her. I want to believe she ran to the arena, ran to one of the stands, bought a mask, and ran back.
And somewhere Matt Cardona was like, "Man, I could have used that for some more figures. Don't spend that money." And
he texts her later. Really? That's what you spent money on?
We'll get a refund on that.
It's like you worked there. They couldn't just give you that? What the hell?
And then, as we said in the main event, Damian Priest defeats Drew McIntyre, which, of course, after a ref bump, CM Punk runs in with a ref shirt. And then they showed backstage where him asking Jessica Carr for her shirt, and then she gives him an extra ref shirt. And my favorite thing, because this has happened with a few different things, is someone posted, so his plan was go to Scotland, be backstage, and just hope something happened that you had a chance to go interfere. Like that was your plan? Yes, it was.
I feel like this is when wrestling is like a movie. It's like these perfect series of events have to happen in this exact order in order for this to work.
And it's usually stuff that you wouldn't normally plan to happen anyways. But yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah.
Do you want to give let's go through pick results. Me and you went 2 and 3. JC went 3 and 2. So,
not bad. Yeah. I actually do want to kind of rate this one.
All right. What you got?
I'm gonna give it a solid 4. I feel like it was good, but I don't know. It was missing something that could have made it better, but it wasn't bad. Just
I think we're still in that post WrestleMania nothing super big. Yeah, nothing super big can happen, and then as we talked about earlier, a lot of people were kind of looking forward to the Wyatt 6 debut, which from all the QR codes was pretty specific. It was going to be the 17th. So there was a little bit of that. I'm going to agree with you. And also it's the summer and I don't have a little spreadsheet, so I don't want to do math. So Clash of the Castle 4.0 from the WrestleCast. And then earlier, Brian said Clash of the Castle B. Oh, B+. Sorry.
B+, not bad. Yeah. I do love the idea that you wanted to give it like a 4.25, but it's like, I don't want to figure a calculator out. It's a 4.
Well, that would have been a 4.125. Boom, math in my head, bro. But Benzie said a 4 for him.
You know what? Well done, because that'll take me at least another 10 minutes to get that right in my head.
Yeah.
So
that's right, people. I'm about to enter my 20th year of being a math teacher this coming August, so I can do math.
In no way, shape, or form, and I mean this in earnest, in no way, shape, or form is that anything to laugh about, because 20 years of doing math is impressive, because I would have actually gone into an insane asylum by now if I had to do math for 20 years. So
you don't know for how long in my life, especially when I was younger, when I meet people like, what do you do? I teach math. Oh. They're like, I'm sorry, these life circumstances have happened to you. Hope things work out. Like, no, I chose it. It's cool. Whatever.
I never thought of that. Oh, I teach math. Oh, hey.
Yeah, they're like, on purpose?
On purpose!
That's what I felt like they were asking.
That's amazing.
Oh. All right, so... Yeah, mine... Oh, so I guess we took out some points for the mysterious rope problem.
Well, the rope made Jay Cargill look bad, so therefore the show's a 3.5 at the most. No, I'm kidding.
Well, they also almost took out Damian Priest, so...
Okay, I take it back. The show's a 3. No, I'm kidding.
All right, so on to the local shows from this past weekend. A recap of MPW Summer Lovin.
Summer Lovin. Having a blast.
So the funny thing is, like, I'm cool with the name Summer Lovin', but that is the song that comes to your mind. And every time I would post stuff, I used the OG Cruel Summer from Karate Kid 1984. So, Brian, next year, if you want to make one of the summer shows Cruel Summer, if it hasn't already, I don't know if it has already, because I haven't, I've only been here the last 2.5 years.
I can't remember if they've had a show called that. I can't remember, not to my knowledge.
But not, to see, the thing is, and I know Izzy and Angel will jump into this right away, not the Taylor Cruel Summer. I have nothing against that. I don't. But the 1984 Karate Kid version of Cruel Summer.
Okay, so this is how out of touch I am. I didn't even know Taylor Swift had a song called that.
and right on cue. So no, and this is one thing with being a high school teacher, is I am somewhat up to date with trends and slang that under normal circumstances I would have no normal reason. Oh, damn. Okay. I have to share this one from Brian.
What'd it say?
Blame Thunder. She names the shows. Well, on top of that, Brian, I feel like she can't be happy after what happened at the show. So,
yeah, let's get into that.
All right. So let me also recap this story first. As I don't think I mentioned it last week, and I didn't tell a lot of people on the show, but everyone, all you guys knew. Last Saturday, my family was celebrating Father's Day, so we went out to eat. We had a reservation at 3. Took about a little over an hour and a half, and then we went back to my parents. And we were also celebrating my younger sister's birthday, which was on June 16th, which was on that Sunday of actual Father's Day. In fact, the funny story is when she was born that year, my younger sister was born on Father's Day. So if you don't think she was the most spoiled of the 3 of us, of my siblings, pretty obvious at that point.
Well. In her defense, I was actually born not that far from Mother's Day, so yeah.
But yeah, so I was with them, and I love my family, and I knew that was I wouldn't be able to go to MPW, but we had a great time, and so about 7:15, my aunt and uncle start taking off. Everyone's like, "Yeah, we need to start get going soon." I was like, "Okay." So 7:30, I take off, and my parents live on the other side of town from where the Salvation Army Mission Corps is. So I was like, okay. So finally take off, put it in my GPS, and it's like 30 minutes. And I was like, okay, maybe I can hit the last show. I texted some people. There is a certain parent who will remain anonymous who said that they would ask if they could sing the entire WWF Piledriver album from the 80s to waste time before the show.
Hilarious.
But alas, that apparently did not happen. So, also, while I was at my parents', I was on Title Match kind of checking things out. So, full disclosure, the match we sponsored, I watched that for a little bit, and that we'll get to the full big spot in a minute, but that happens. I'm just looking at my kitchen, and I was like, what the...
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, so I get to Mission Pro in good time, made decent time, but that front door was locked, and I was like, "Crap, there's no one out there." So I messaged all you guys. Ted, our Countdown City, the guy who runs Countdown City Geeks and does stuff, was over there filming, trying to make content for that final match. Well, Brian, I do want to say thank you. I probably should have just actually asked. I didn't get the request. You would have let them sing "Just Stall for Time."
That's
I appreciate
hilarious.
that, Brian. But yeah, so finally, Ted, I called JC and he messaged Ted. So Ted runs to the front door, runs back. Literally, we come back for the last minute of the match as they're going back and forth. And before I even realize it, Izzy hits the armbar, pulls the arm back, and Tiffany taps. And to spoil the main event, Izzy Moreno is your new Mission Pro Wrestling champion.
I know what
Oh, yeah. So Brian, that front door that we always have to like hit the bell was locked. So yeah, just so you know. But yeah, so we walked in literally right as that happened. So shout out to Izzy Moreno. We are all part of the BFFs. We are happy and proud of you. You have put so much work into this. You know, you took some losses there at the beginning. You never stopped. You never let it get you down. You just kept grinding. And here we are, almost a year into your official wrestling career, and you're the Mission Pro champion.
This weekend for me was way more emotional than I thought it would be. Yeah. Aside from my grandfather being honored, which brought a whole set of tears by itself, because man, that was really cool how they did that. Seeing Izzy get that win, because she's a fan of the WrestleCast, she's a friend of the WrestleCast. Having met her parents, you know, talked to her, gotten to know her journey, her story, all this stuff. To see that moment, to know we're a part of that history, and to see her, it's not, you know, not even seeing that history part. It's just seeing her. Seeing that girl who worked so hard to get what she wanted, to get what she earned, it was just such a great moment. It was like it's like watching like a niece of mine, like, you know, when I was like, dude, this is really cool. I'm really happy for
her. I wanted to go in the ring, but I was like, nah, I'm too big, you know. And her and her dad were like, you should have gone. Don't feel bad, Angel. I think there was a lot of adults that were like, "Wait, do we get to go sell?" Okay, no, we're
like right, cool. Like, yeah, wait, no, we're over 10 years old. We're over 10. We can't do that. We can't do that.
I'm too big, and I'm still younger than her. And then Brian, like you said, Brian told you. He said he would have let you in.
Yeah.
But yeah, just everyone's super happy for Angel. And I will say this. Complete respects and flowers to Tiffany Nieves.
Yeah, dude.
You know, despite us, well, I don't know, I'll speak for myself. Not a big fan of the way she won the title, the way she got into that title match with some shenanigans. But as the Mission Pro champion, she was a fighting champion. She took that belt places. She defended it in other places. Did not back down from anybody. Sometimes would use whatever method was necessary to win, but she did. So, and also shout out to Tiffany.
Yeah, I think cage match is missing a couple, because she has 10 listed title defenses on cage match, but I think it's more than that.
Yeah, if you know more specifically, Brian, let us know. But
yeah, because like she's like and like some people she retained against, you know, not just counting Mission Pro, but this is including Mission Pro. Yeah, you know, Christina Marie, of course, Izzy before in their first match, Misa Kate, Lady Bird, Natalia Markova, Rochelle Chanel, Zoe Sky, you know, just others. The list goes on. She really was a fighting champion, and like so. Well, okay, so and also on the Countdown City Geeks, Countdown City WrestleCast Instagram, which you guys, some of you have seen, actually, like it's been watched like over 2,000 times at this point, maybe even more. I was trying to interview Carolina T before the show, but Tiffany Nieves decided to jump in and even told me to shut up. Of course, you know.
A wrestler told you to shut up? No way. I'm shocked.
Yeah, she was standing right in front of me. I'm not arguing with a Puerto Rican woman who's standing right in front of me. Hell no.
So Brian says it was 15.
Yeah, because I'm crazy. I'm not that crazy.
No, we're not that. But yeah, shout out to her. So
okay, go.
You know, obviously you could talk a little more to the rest of the card and even the rest of that match itself. There was apparently a fake Thunder Rosa who showed up. You know, Lord knows who that must have been, but Thunder was trying to scheme from wherever Collision was that night.
Yeah, from her no DQ match, which she also lost. She was having a bad Saturday.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. And she also referee stopped it. She didn't even get pinned or tap out. The referee stopped the match. So what happened was as I think Izzy had a
yeah. I've seen the clip now.
Yeah.
She had the armbar close to the ropes. fake Thunder came and basically grabs her hair and kind of pulls her out. But then Izzy hits her. She was like, I ain't playing.
Yeah. What happened?
Brian.
What did he say?
I was cosplaying Thunder.
Brian, if you're cosplaying Thunder, my dude, you are deceiving me with your weight. Because you're wearing a fat suit, brother. Like, clearly.
I like the hair, though. I will say I like the hair.
Hey, man, hold on. What's your hair tips, bro? Because if that was you, dude, you gotta share some stuff with a brother. Like, what's up? Like, what's your routine?
So some of the other results from that night, Kali and Tita defended the hybrid title and kept it against Shay Carmichael, who there has been speculation may know the whereabouts of the Mission Pro Cup.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. Sorry, there's another comment that's slightly not. We talked about it earlier. I'll come to that in a second.
Okay.
We also had the King Bees defeat Fire and Fury. We had Miranda Alizé defeat Queen Uju.
That was a fight. Yeah.
There were two Exodus Pro tournament matches. That was one of them. The other was
Kelsey Heather against London Dior.
Right.
And Kelsey won that.
Kelsey won that one, right. Maya World showed up, which I don't think we expected, right?
No, she wasn't on the card. And okay. Go ahead.
Who was the match with the girl from England?
That was who Maya World posted. That was Natalie Sykes, who's really good. And Brian,
if you're still in the chat, she wasn't on the card, and I said she showed up.
No. I said no. I said she wasn't advertised on the card.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, I wasn't crazy. I mean, I might be, but not about that.
I mean, yes, you are, but you're right about that. But no, Maya wasn't advertised to show up on the card. She showed up, and because then she called out Kaya Dream for not being there, and we said, and we were like, "What? You said you were going to be here." So,
but no time for get the truth out. None of that.
Yeah, but Natalie Sykes, who was really good, and her and Kelsey Heather, I hope come back someday. They Natalie and put up a really good fight, and Maya is still undefeated in one-on-one competition. I'll give her that. So we'll see. And to me, honestly, you have two candidates who stole that Mission Pro Cup, Shay and Maya, because I don't know.
Oh yeah. So for Brian, match of the night was the tag match. Even though I only saw parts of it, maybe because we're biased, but I'm going to go with the match we sponsored. Angel Blue, which I honestly think only became personal because of you, Tommy. They had no reason to hate each other. We talked about them in previous weeks. Angel repeatedly said, I'm going to take Denise over in front of you and throat chop her and do all this right in front of her. Denise was like, yeah, we were supposed to have a match once in Houston. Didn't happen. Otherwise, I don't know much about her. Then, for no good reason, well, I mean, for good reason, because they're in a wrestling match and they're beating the crap out of each other. Like I said, I was watching this for my parents, so luckily I wasn't there because I may not have been fast enough to move out of the way. But they clear our seats, and Denise was going to throw Angel in and then kind of gets reversed, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then Angel starts building a Kevin Owens special with 6 chairs in pairs of 2 facing each other and then laying some flat across. They bring the ring steps over. And then Angel Blue tries to suplex Denise off the ring steps into the chairs, but Denise reverses. And we haven't seen a spot like that in Mission Pro, I feel like, in a while.
Yeah.
And Denise just suplexed Angel Blue onto the chairs and took them both out, basically.
Yep. They could not get back in the ring for the referee's 10 count, so the match was into double DQ. What happened?
I think Brian's right. They broke 3 chairs. JC told me that they had one chair and it was broke, so we slid it under the ring. They got him another one, but Apparently, there was multiple chairs broken.
Mine wasn't stable anymore, so I was kind of careful the rest of the night. So
I mean, if I was there, I wouldn't have known if it was the chair from that or if it was me. So, not sure about that. Also, if you go on social media or look at any of the pictures Denise took with people that night, I'm pretty sure in everyone she's holding her back. She felt that one.
should. Yeah.
Yeah. So, heck of a Mission Pro show. Obviously, everyone on a high from Izzy being the new champion, and then a bunch of amazing matches. Tommy, you got a grade for this one?
Damn. I do, but it's 100% biased.
5?
Yeah, it's a 5. It had great action. It had feel good moments. Feel good moment of the year, really. I feel.
Well, I'm not gonna argue with that. So, Mission Pro Summer Lovin, we give it a 5 for the Izzy title win. Boom.
I mean, it really wasn't just because Brian said his match of that was the tag title match. Mine's a 3-way tie. It's our match, that match, and the main event. Like those 3 matches were to me like that they just delivered on all fronts. I feel like if you want matches to close your show out, that's what you do. You had those matches right there.
And if you didn't see it, if you don't have title match, if I'm not mistaken, Brian, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the title match is already up on the YouTube, or they put it up tonight on the Mission Pro.
I think they put it up tonight, yeah.
Tiffany versus Izzy. So if you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube now. You can go check it out. Yes, Bernsey, we can definitely agree. Izzy winning the championship was the Shugga Dugga Quack Quack moment of the night.
Yeah.
100%. And he also says 5.
Yeah, I and also it's really cool to know that she got that win against such a credible champion like Tiffany. That's because like I know we said it a couple times on the show already, but it bears repeating that woman was a fighting champion. So her, yeah, and honestly, she fought so much. Maybe that's kind of what caught up to her. When you're determined to be the best like that, sometimes
that is true.
You get caught slipping every now and again. It doesn't mean you're not one of the best ever. It just means that every now and again it comes back on you.
Yeah. Also, real quick before we move on to talk about something we talked about earlier in the show, he posted this a few minutes ago, but we were in the middle of the review. Casey Blackrose is alive, ladies and gentlemen. So, contrary to popular reports, him and Gunther are still alive as far as we know.
Okay, so I should put away the R.I.P. Casey sign I made last night. Got it.
Ooh.
I'm kidding. It was a joke because Casey will hit me.
All right. So the final match we're going to recap for tonight was RCW Father's Day Frenzy. Sunday night at the Good Shepherd Lutheran Church. There we go. And we got to give Brandon Oliver credit. He really attacked that heat. There were portable ACs all over the joint.
Yep.
There were huge fans. They kept the lights down. So they really put a lot of effort into keeping that cool. And it was a lot better than it had been previously.
Yeah.
So I know you showed up a little after the show started. Pre-match, before they officially went on title match, was K-Jax versus Jesse Funaki. Of course, the son of Sho Funaki. K-Jax did unfortunately win that one.
Boo.
I told him after the show that I was going to make a sign for him that I forgot to. That was going to say K-Jax thinks the Fresh Prince's dad is a good dude. And I thought that had a lot of good synergy with Father's Day, but K-Jax he doesn't like signs and he likes to rip them, so we try to make as many as possible.
Of course.
First match of the night was Don Fernando with Jacob Toa in his corner versus Devin Carter with Felicia Extreme in his corner for the Devin's. Theirs is the Rising
Future Legends.
Future
Legends, yeah.
I do get that mixed up with the hybrid. Yeah. So Future Legends Championship, and it looked for a minute like with the help of Jacob Toa on the outside, because Vance was the referee. Shock. So, he didn't actually catch any of the illegal stuff going on.
Oh
But
no, I'm shocked.
Zakai Living did show up to fight off Toa, and Devin Carter wound up with the win and secured the belts or kept the belt, I should say, for himself.
Nice.
So really good match. Second match of the night when you showed up. What was that match? Do you remember?
Damn it! No.
Was it? Yeah, it was Casey. It was the Brawlers and the Pillars, I
Brawls
believe.
and Pillars, yes, Brawls and Pillars.
Yeah.
God,
So
man, that was like 3 days ago. Why am I forgetting everything?
no, it's okay. Because the only reason I remember that because you said I'm here and we thought you were coming in, so I literally messaged you Brawlers versus Pillars about to start. Then I looked to the left and you're in the front row. I was like, oh, never mind, you're here. And then we heard you, so apparently you did talk for the first minute or so, but that was weird.
Well, the music was playing. You couldn't hear me.
Yes. So the Pillars beat the crap out of the Brawlers for a long time, but the Brawlers did escape with the win. It was a heck of a match. Casey mentioned afterwards that he didn't even get a chance to get backbreakers in because they're the Pillars, and they're big and they're tough, but they did pull out the win. They shook hands afterwards, and the Pillars kind of held on. Didn't attack them, but I don't think they were happy about the loss either.
So, well, they haven't really been happy about their wins and losses since losing the tag belts to the Von Erichs. So
this is true. I don't remember the exact order, but I know one of the next matches was Pac Ortega versus Thick Daddy Thoroughbred, Anthony Andrews.
I'm cheering Anthony Andrews. Okay, you know what? I'm going to say this now because it happened already. I'm cheering Anthony Andrews and Rob King in the same event. This is wrong.
That's weird.
I don't know what timeline we're in, but I don't like it.
The Texas Wrestling multiverse is real. Pac Ortega got a pretty impressive win there. Despite kind of being heelish, he did not, even though there was a ref bump, didn't actually do anything illegal and still got the win. So kudos to him, even though I told him, I yelled at him I'd give him $5 extra so the barber could cut the rest of his hair, but apparently no, he's going to go with the mop top. So, kudos to him.
Yeah, I don't know why he would want to continue that, but that's just me.
Yeah, I don't either. What else did we had? We had the other tag team match. Overkill defeated the Texas Kingdom, which again, anytime Overkill is in the match, you're going to have a fight. And luckily, the Texas Kingdom likes to fight. I mean, Stash is a big dude. Rob has that I'll fight you anytime. Let me just have a few drinks energy. Or
you can book me anywhere and I'll have a few drinks, tell you why I should energy. That's an inside joke. Sorry guys, but it's still funny to me.
But Overkill did come away with a win on that one. What else did we have? Because as we said, we are on top of everything and we totally have it right in front of us. Oh,
of course.
I'll get back to that in a second. No, I again, because I'm not following the agenda very well, I noticed I forgot to mention something on the last part. Let's see, there was the women's title match, Alejandra Quintanilla La Leona with Nastico did defeat Key Vibes. This was a really weird match because the GM of RCW is Reina Pink, and she kicked out Nastico for interfering. And then he showed back up, and a ref tried to remove him, and they couldn't. And this kind of led to some shenanigans. Alejandro, you don't need to cheat to win. You are that good. I feel like Nastico makes you feel like he has to be involved for you to win, but you're better than that.
Yep.
We just want to let you know. But also, we after the show told Brandon Oliver that if he needs people to physically remove Nastico next time, me, Tommy, Jason, and anyone else involved will be more than happy to remove Nastico. As long as we get some hazmat suits, because I don't know what infections he may have.
I was done it for free already if he'd have just said something. But anyway,
True. In the world title match, Bo Amir defeated David Kidd, who, again, even though Bo kind of beat him up at the beginning, David got going, got a little bit of a run. Nastigo gets a little bit of attention, gets the ref, and helps Bo secure another victory.
Yeah. To be
fair,
David was fighting an uphill battle, and I know there's a whole David Goliath joke there. You know what? I don't know if Goliath was that tall. I really don't know if Goliath was that tall.
wouldn't be still taller.
But I think if Goliath of the Bible saw Bo Amir and been like, where the hell did they find that one? What the hell? What? I thought I was the giant. What is this? What is this?
David, help me get your slingshot.
They're like, yo, David, I was just tripping. How about we work together and take out that big mother sucker? How about that? David, your daddy cool, boy. Your family cool, me, boy. You go first. I'll stay back here and watch how you do.
You thought I wanted to kill you? Nah, no.
What? Explain to people. Who's like that? You know how I be tripping sometimes, bro. Okay, yeah, you go take care of. His name is the Face of Fear. That's his name. No, David, you got it. We're gonna round up our army and get on up out of here, homie. We'll see you later. All right, see you in a couple hundred years or something.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. What other wrestling podcast has Bible parodies in the middle of the show? No one else. You only find that right here on Countdown City WrestleCast.
I hope Brandon Oliver specifically sees this clip.
I do too.
There is one thing we forgot: the return of Shiva and Ryan Davidson.
There you go. I knew I was missing something.
Because Shiva was getting another shot at the Phoenix title, which I think she lost. Right?
She got DQ'd basically.
But yeah, she got DQ'd.
She lost it
to Alejandro.
I think so. Yeah.
I can look that up.
At a Mission Pro show, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Ryan was with that too. So Shiva, that's right. Shiva with Ryan Davidson against Emmy, and Angel came out. Okay, that's what happened. Technically, they had the women's match, and she got disqualified because Ryan came in and interfered. So Angel came out. They turned it into a mixed tag, and Angel and Emmy got the win on that one. We did miss that one. And then the main event was the Von Erichs and Alex Arsenal versus the Texas Treats. Yeah.
Real quick, why does everyone think it's a good idea to jump Emmy when her brother is literally backstage somewhere? Why does anyone ever... It's happened before, and every time it happens, I'm like, why? Why do you guys forget her brother is literally back there? The dude who could probably stop a semi-truck by running at it.
And let us tell you, because we have seen it firsthand, for a man that size, he could move fairly swiftly toward that ring.
Yeah.
And way faster than he should. Yeah. So.
Oh, my God.
And God help them if, like, at United 210, the rest of the Camachos ever show up. Oof. Yeah.
Lord of mercy. Yeah.
So the main event was another 6-man tag, and anytime the Texas Treats lose, we can all enjoy that. Funny spot early in the match, Don Juan tried to pull an iron claw on, I forget which Von Erich was in the ring at the time.
I think it was Ross. It was Ross specifically.
Okay. Yeah. Much like a Pokemon attack, this one was unsuccessful.
It was not very effective.
No.
Or had no effect at all.
And then he had to show him how to properly put it on before he got out of the ring. But the Von Erichs and Alex Arsenal did take the win on this one. Alex Arsenal pinned Diego Rene, who is the international champion of RCW. So we believe that means Alex Arsenal deserves a title shot for that belt soon. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Perhaps at the Summer of Slams in July.
Summer of Slams. Okay.
Summer of Slams.
But as always, the Von Erichs are just they're so damn good.
Yeah.
And Alex Arsenal. And props and I will give props where props are due. Arsenal and Diego. To be in the ring with veterans like that and to hold their own is a massively impressive feat. And I like Alex Arsenal. He's cool. He's a really great dude. So I'm proud of him for being able to do that. Diego Rene sucks. He's a terrible person and is short and ineffective at most things he does. But he's a pretty decent wrestler.
Yeah,
I guess.
I honestly think
I don't like Diego Rene. In case anyone couldn't tell.
no, I don't think it came across. Don't worry, buddy.
Okay.
I really feel like Alex Arsenal is starting to get that groundswell of support from
me too.
the crowd. He's he was a heel for a long time, and then he's just so damn charismatic. It's hard not to like him, and he's just becoming super popular. So I do think he's going to get a shot at that international title, but I would not be surprised if before the end of the year, whether he has that title or not, he also gets a shot at the RCW heavyweight champion if he can keep his momentum going. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah.
I don't think we did picks on that. So do you have a WrestleCast rating for that one?
I'll go 4.5. It was a really, really great show. What about you?
I think I'm in the same one there. Alejandro won, so I kind of want to push it to a 5, but
you know what's funny?
What's that?
You know what's funny about these local shows? It's like if anything's anything ever less than a 4, that's like a number of things have to go wrong in a row.
I was about to make a bad joke, but I think I'll restrain. It's a local. It's a local show that we would believe had the possibility to, but anyways.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I already know where you're going with that. Don't do it.
We know people that would be there. Father's Day Frenzy 4.5.
Yeah, Father's Day Frenzy 4.5. Then that joke used to go no further than that.
So real quick before we move on to kind of finish up the show, what I missed from Mission Pro is the pick ratings. I went 3-2, which is not bad. JC went 4-1, and Tommy, you went 5-0, and you tested.
I did.
Yes,
I did.
For Mission Pro Summer Lovin.
I tested Mission Pro. I've never done that before. I have achieved greatness.
That's why I was like, oh crap, I need to come back to that.
I get it.
So kudos, a 5-0 on the 5.0 Mission Pro Summer Lovin.
Oh, that's a great Juneteenth. What a great Juneteenth this is.
For the record, I do want to put on the show, not to bring down your happiness, that did require you to pick Callie and Tita.
You know what? It's Juneteenth. so even that won't bring me down. Callie is still kin to Satan, but, every now and again, the devil gets their due.
Well, I mean, if Callie brought you down, you'd kind of have to go a long way down. So, that's good.
See how easy that was? You didn't even charge for that.
No, that's not what I meant. That's, me and Callie are friends now, but sometimes we have slight misunderstandings. It happens every now and then. Like, we're just... like at RCW, she was not on the show, but she happened to be at the crowd with some other hybrid people. I walked by to get some waters, and then when I was walking back and I walked past her, my big foot almost tripped over her foot that just happened to be out slightly halfway in the walking path. Purely an accident, obviously. Luckily nothing happened.
There's some kind of psychological term for everything you just said, but I'll skip it. Anyway.
My lights are all electric, so I don't know what you were talking about.
Anyway, let's just go on. I test the Mission Pro show. I don't care.
You did. So kudos to you on that one. Brian doesn't make that easy, if you know what I mean. So
no, he doesn't. Yeah, you think you know what you're picking until the day of the show.
Wait, hold on.
What's up?
Who did you pick in Denise versus Angel?
Oh, I picked Denise. Oh, wait, that's double count out. So it's 5-0-1 then.
I guess. Because normally he counts out against us if we don't pick the winner. Oh,
No, I picked the winner. Yeah,
no,
but
no. If we didn't pick,
no. He doesn't. Usually, it's a draw one. Like we'll go 5-0-1.
well, I guess because you had to go to Disney World, JC, you didn't have the time to be very specific about this. So, as far as I know, Tez, you Tez this. So,
Well, that's how I'm going to tell the story from now on. Just like I tell the story when Manu Ginobili blocked James Harden. The story I tell is that Ginobili was like 60 years old when that happened. I know that doesn't make any sense, but that's still how I tell the story because I do it like one of the old barbershop men from Coming to America.
is that what helps you now at that similar age, knowing that Manu was able to do that when he was 60?
I mean, it doesn't help me at all because Sting did things at 60 that I couldn't do I can't do at 36. So it don't help me one way or the other. I just
Well,
like to tell the story.
I thought Callie said you were 60. Is that? Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so you are trying to kill my high, and you're not going to do it just because you keep bringing up Satan's favorite little sister. So, there's a sign idea. I need to go to Walmart.
She is. Wait,
Short and annoying? I know. What?
I don't know what Casey means here. Oh, wait, hold on. Not that. Donating the Marvel shirt is disrespectful.
Oh, okay. So I had some old shirts that I donated to Hybrid.
Okay, that's right. You did tell us that. I guess they got them.
And one of the shirts was Marvel's first shirt. I can't wear it anymore. I donated it.
We're fat, Casey. It happens.
Thank you. Thank you. And it was an XL, dude. An XL on me. You don't want to see that.
It would be like a medium. I don't think we want that.
You remember the HEB where you have the packs of the raw meat stuffed in the plastic? That would be me in an XL shirt right now. You don't want to see that.
I don't think I needed it.
I'm glad I ruined your night too, like you tried to ruin mine.
Yeah, that's fair. No, that's fair. I will give you that. Do you have a 1 minute warning?
I don't. I think I'm good.
Yeah, me too. So thanks, guys, for joining us. We do appreciate it. It was a fun show as always. Next week we should be back on Wednesday as usual. JC should be back, and I'm sure he will have. You know what? I'm dumb. There is something we need to talk about before we leave. Starting tomorrow through Sunday, we will be at Superhero Comic-Con and Car Show at the Freeman Coliseum Exhibition Halls. Our fearless leader of the geeks, Ted, will have several panels with several different celebrities, including Andy Serkis, Diana Guerrero,
Ernie Hudson too, I think.
Ernie Hudson and David.
David Ramsey from
Arrow. Thank you.
And he's got he had someone else did I say it? Katie Lotz? Did I say that?
Katie Loitz or Lotz? Yeah.
Katie Lotz. Yeah. Sorry, I keep
also from the Arrowverse. So he's got a bunch of stuff. We're going to be out there pretty much most of the days. So yeah, if you have tickets, if you're going, come join us. Our booth, Countdown City Geeks, along with General Kenobi's bunker and Star Wars stuff. We are basically right by the where all the panels, the smaller panels, are taking place. Some of the big stars, because they have Orlando Bloom, Jake Gyllenhaal, Diego Luna. Plum Mantis from the Avengers, and they also have
Plum
Clementov, Iman Vellani. They have Miss Marvel. They have Jamie Alexander, who was Sif in the first couple Thor movies. A lot of their panels are going to be in the Coliseum itself for the bigger stars. Yeah. But some of the smaller one that Ted has will be there, and we're like literally right next to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, join us. If you have a chance. We'll be there pretty much all weekend.
Yep.
All right. So as I said, next Wednesday we will be back. JC should be back to tell us all the cool stuff he did at Disney World. And we will also be previewing AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door, which is the following weekend. So, yeah. I guess that's all we got for now, guys. Thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it. With me, as always, we have Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
And I am Big Mike. And as always, be good to each other. And always remember, ladies and gentlemen, pro wrestling is real. People are fake.
Reach for the sky, boy. Bang.
Adios, Gunther. Adios, Casey. I gotta say that now.